Welcome back, everybody, to a sponsored by Ginger Bang Noodles almost video.
Oh, you guys are gonna sponsor it?
Yeah, for a product only.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
but we already gave it to you guys.
Oh, damn.
We have a very special guest today, so let's clap it up for Mr. Miguel Cancion.
Miguel, what?
Miguel Cancion,
What is the back?
Spanish for Mike song.
Oh, canción means song? Like,
Yeah.
I should have known that.
Hey, but the boys were just talking about it before you showed up,
Yeah.
and we wanted to ask you about the story about your pops when he went missing.
Yep.
And for all the people out there that are watching that don't know about this, Mike's dad loves hiking, and one day he didn't come home, right? And then I think it was 48 hours after the news started reporting?
Joe's gonna tell the story.
Context. The thing is, it was so big, it was on the news. Let's play a little bit of footage here so people can see it, and then we'll cut back to Mike.
Yeah. Hey, the cool thing too is that when he found out that it was even happening, it was right here.
Yeah.
And he jetted.
Left right away.
Yeah.
after like grabbing some snacks. Yeah. Come on. He grabbed some snacks for the
He took a
run.
couple calls.
I actually left.
Play Street Fighter for a bit.
I came back, got some snacks, played some Street Fighter.
He was like, "Can I put the arcade in here for a sec? It's only gonna take an hour."
Took a nap.
Some cookies.
Play little drums.
So now that we have the beginning and the end of the story,
Let's start it. Yeah.
Shoot. You know, we actually we just celebrated the 2-year anniversary of it like 2 weeks ago.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's already been 2 years.
2 years, dude.
Yeah.
That's 2 years ago.
So behind the scenes, right? Like, cause we knew from the news. Yeah. But I mean, well, we actually knew from Anthony. Yeah. But before the news reported and all that stuff, when did you guys go? Oh, where is he?
was it after the snacks or before?
fuck up.
Fuck.
Was he supposed to come home for dinner or whatever? And you're just like,
All right, let me backtrack. This is 2 years ago. There was a day in LA where it snowed. You know, it fucking never snows.
Yeah.
And there was that one day 2 years ago that it snows. And it snowed, and my mom called me at like 10 at night, and she said, your dad went hiking today, but he's still not home. But I was already like, damn, it fucking snowed in LA today though. Yeah. But I was like, all right, maybe, you know, you never want to assume the worst. I was like, maybe he met with a friend after, and they're like having a drink or something or whatever.
His phone ran out of batteries or something.
And she's like, well, I'm calling, and like his phone's like dead, and so I'm like, or at least off, and so worried. Now I'm like, it's on my radar. I keep checking back in with my mom, and then we start calling like some of like at least his closest friends. Like, do you know like where my dad might be? Like, they don't know anything. And so once it's like, I feel like it was probably like 2 or 3 in the morning, we're like, okay, this is like very unnatural. And so, yeah, probably somewhere around like 3 a.m. we call the police, and then as we're like giving all our details, when you file like a police report for any missing person, you got to do it also from the location of like where they left, not where you think they are, right? Oh shit! Yeah, because they have to consider all possibilities.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And so I drove home to Torrance that night, and then when I go home to Torrance, and we're talking to Torrance PD first. They sent someone to our door, and this part is actually like a fucking movie. When I open the door, it's 2 police officers, but one of them is fucking someone from my high school.
No way.
What?
Like my year.
Whoa!
And literally, it was like, oh, it was like, long time, dude. He's like, yeah. Fuck. Like literally, but also to like zoom out a bit, like no disrespect to this dude, but when I think about like, you know, what kind of students we were in high school and shit, and I'm like trying to solve the mystery of like, where the fuck is my dad? I'm already like in it now, right? I'm like, all right, there's like a timetable and we gotta fucking move quick and piece this together, and I'm like, this guy has the fucking notepad. This guy pieced this
Charge of my case.
together, like,
This guy couldn't solve shit back then!
yeah.
I remember my group project with you.
Shit.
Solve for X.
So that was just the first. I feel like one of the themes. Like I did a whole debrief even after this whole ordeal of just like shit to remember if anything like this happens ever again. And like I feel like just like trying to figure shit out yourself. Also, you know, like simultaneously like figuring out and piecing shit together while the police are, because there's gonna be blank holes for them too, you know, especially when it's your family or loved ones. And then you could give them evidence that they're like, that's useful, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, anyways, that happened. That kind of tripped me out. But then, fast forward, we're like running plates. The police department's running plates, and then they're like, okay, we like have camera of him. Like this is like in Mount Pinos. Pine Mountain.
Oh, there was like a stoplight camera or whatever they found.
Yeah. They like were able to see, and so when they found that, they were like, okay, he's probably at this trail. And then because at this point I'm talking to like a bunch of different departments, because we're not exactly sure where he's at, right? Not even sure which trail he's on.
So there's like different jurisdiction. It could be like LA.
Yeah.
How did you find that he went there? Like, did some department send you the footage?
We call different departments.
Oh.
Yeah, so because we were like, he could have gone to this mountain, because we're talking to his friends. Because more context, my dad is like a hardcore hiker, right? Like he was like hiking club president for his club and stuff too. So we're asking like, what mountains could he have gone to? You know what I mean?
Does he go by himself usually, or he?
I don't even. This was like very strange, for me at least. But as we're figuring out where he's at, the mountain that he's at, it's a split jurisdiction between. It's on the border of Kern County and Ventura County. And so I'm in contact with both departments, and I'm gonna kind of like bounce around in the story, but even just like context wise, something I realized when talking to those departments is like just feeling the difference in, just to keep it real, like I feel like when like a town has like more wealth, you can feel the quality in the department too, you know what I mean?
Like in the service?
Yeah, in the service, you know, and just like just because I'm just talking to, and there's no disrespect to the departments, but I just feel like, damn, this process feels different when I'm talking to like this department.
These guys are on top of it. These guys.
Which one was in and out, and which one?
Like Ventura, which is like a wealthier Ventura, straight up. And there's no disrespect to Kern County, because they were great as well. I just felt like they had more resources. It felt like, you know.
Yeah.
And when I just think about like the actual cities, you know what I mean? I'm like, well, yeah, it seems like Ventura.
Yeah, one of my friends is a police officer.
Yeah.
And he was saying like not even all departments can afford their own like bomb or drug sniffing dog. So sometimes they actually have. That's why they work together, because they have to borrow the dog from another department. So just like if they're more hooked up, they just have way more resources and everything.
And so that's what ended up happening with like the search party and helicopters, because it was like Ventura Boulevard that had that Ventura department that like had that kind of like those kind of resources. So anyways, as we're doing this is the second day now, and if I remember correctly, in the afternoon we're talking to Kern County and Ventura, and they were talking about like sending helicopters, and they were saying how now I can't remember if I was talking to Kern County or Ventura, but there was just, they said they were waiting on someone to approve helicopters being sent, right? And now that it's like getting closer to sundown, I'm getting a lot more nervous, because I'm like, shit, like one night in the mountains, you know, when it's still, there's still snow on the mountains, you know, like you can still see it literally. And so I'm like, a second night though, you know, and like my dad's like 75. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I know he's military trained, you know, he's former Korean man, military, hiking club. But at the end of the day, I trust his skill, but I'm like, I don't know about his health. He doesn't have his meds. He has blood pressure issues. And so when it gets to like the second night, damn, this is like fucking serious as hell right now.
Oh, that's good. That was real though.
But
Anthony's waiting to bust some jokes.
He's trying to find his pockets.
Because that's my thing. I bust people's balls. So,
Anthony's like, ooh, I can't wait for him to tell the story.
can't wait to joke about his father who's missing.
Okay, so yeah, I'm waiting now. I'm waiting for like this, like it's like almost sundown, and now I'm like panicking now because I'm like, fuck, there's like a timetable, and if we don't get helicopter, send them like, and it's like, and then also because we know that they won't send helicopters past sundown. So that's why it even feels more time sensitive, you know?
Yeah.
And so we're
And it's some lazy cop that's like, fuck, all right, I'll sign it.
Is that like a visibility thing, or why they won't send helicopters?
I think it's cost. Yeah, like it costs money for everything associated together with it.
Jeez.
And so, and yeah, they have to like deem it like that priority, right? And what constitutes it reaching that level of priority. And so once we heard that we were waiting on that, and then when we called back because we're not hearing, I feel like we were waiting for a couple hours, and we're like, okay, it's like almost sundown. We call, suddenly it's just a different word where it's like, oh, we can't. We're gonna like go tomorrow. We'll go in the morning. And we're like, fuck, like, you know, it just turns into like the pressure of, okay, like just solve. Like, what the hell else can we do?
Aren't there stats too? It's like, I think if you don't find someone within 24 hours of them missing, it's like drastically.
Oh yeah, all the.
I think it's 3 days after 3 days, you can pretty much guarantee that they're passed away or something.
Or just untraceable anymore.
Yep.
So even like a kidnapping or something like that.
By the 3rd day, if they haven't found them by then, it's hard.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I wasn't looking at any like stats and stuff, but like I was definitely like.
What if the cops were telling you all the stats?
like,
3 days. We can't find them. That's it.
Mike,
You got about 72 hours.
it's your fucking friend too from the
You gotta have
school.
bad grades at Torrance, huh? Not really. I was memorizing stats.
intervenes.
I'm really gonna probabilities.
It does hit me though, like when I'm like thinking of your situation, it's like to be realistically told, like your dad is out there and someone's telling you that it's not worth the cost.
Yeah.
100%.
We'll get to it later, like that.
Like, and knowing that it was, and piecing that together from, it was someone's call that they were waiting on, and the guy that we talked to was like, it's gonna happen. Like, it was that vibe at least, right? Yeah. And then for it to just suddenly, everything changed, and it's like, wait, that was our last word, and now it's like, we can't till tomorrow morning. What happened?
Can you imagine being the guy that has to choose where the helicopter goes, and then you go, and then his options are, well, we have this drug bust, we have this guy kind of lost in the forest, I don't know, and we have this, and then we have this illegal immigrant thingy that we're just kind of dealing with, and you're just like, okay, which one of this is gonna make us the most money?
100%.
Or like whatever is like, what the fuck?
I understand, like, I totally get, like, how, you know, for me it's so personal, but, like, I don't know what the context is for everything, but however, in that situation, you don't give a fuck about the context, and you're just like, this is, like, my family, and so, like, straight up, as I was talking to my sister, because my mom is just kind of, like, just in shambles, like, in panic mode, so it's just me and my sister, basically, like, gaming this out, and so, yeah, like straight up out of desperation, it was like, all right, how do we deem it a priority for like a department? And I'm like, fucking, what if we just social media like blasted this, you know? Like, fuck it, just like, I don't give a shit, whatever, like if we can get a bunch of people to just reshare this, maybe some sort of like pressure from the news and media is just a bad look for the department.
That's true.
To not.
Yeah.
And then we can try that. And so that's when we're like, all right, what like who do we know like out of all our friends that has any connections to like any like news reporters or anything like that? So we started asking friends, but that's also when like we wrote I wrote that social media post telling the situation about my dad, but also asking about like if anyone can connect me to, and I said the local news for those departments for Ventura County. And so when I put that out there, you know, because you're in such like go mode, and also like, you know, my dad still has his business, so there's all these other things that like me and my sister had to still figure out, like, oh, we gotta make sure that's still running, and like, you know, just you know, that kind of stuff. And so as we're just like figuring out what to do, we put that out, but we don't think about it anymore, right? We're just like, okay, I'm just gonna write this thing, and then like let's keep moving. I'm still talking to like police department. It's like, what's the plan? Like, can we at least put out like no helicopter, but some sort of search party instead at night, and blah blah blah. As that's happening, I like go back into my phone, and I don't know how much longer it is. Maybe it's like an hour. Who knows how much longer? But when I go back into my phone, that was like this crazy atomic bomb of like support. And thank you guys too for like resharing that, man. Like, when that happened,
We got a lot of views from it.
I'm glad, man.
So we should be thanking you.
News. It's our job to tell the news. All right.
Good point.
Anyone else's dads want to go on a hike or anything?
Let us know. We'll spread it.
For the views.
Yeah, not because you're my friend or anything like that. We need more money. No, just kidding.
That was the that was the atomic bomb where like that whole time I feel like I just felt like a robot. You know when shit like that happens, you kind of just go into like fucking Terminator mode. You're like, and then when that happened, it was the first time when it was like I felt like teary-eyed because you just feel that much support, and I'm suddenly just like my phone's blowing the fuck up, and like all these new like connections to like I got voicemails now from just straight up like news anchors and shit. Like it just spread like wildfire.
Because they want views too.
In like an hour.
That would've been crazy if your dad called you like, what? I was just playing hide and seek. What? That's crazy.
I'm at the casino.
Hide and seek.
Playing hide and seek, dude. He just calls. He's like, "Oh, I know some news anchors."
He's all, Mike, you're cheating. You're cheating.
No media.
No social media. I said
I
it.
can see the copter. You're cheating.
You can't get a help like that.
No, but I remember distinctly there were even like realty companies from the area that your dad was missing, and they were like scrambling to help.
Damn, you got
Like people that own the land around that area too.
real estate agents. Damn.
Yo, it was like I was pretty blown away, and that was like a classic moment of like as much as we all fucking hate social media in certain ways. In that way, I was like, I'm fucking so thankful in this moment, just to at that moment, even like by the end, there was another level of gratitude, but in that moment at least, just feeling that much support, and then it came from different angles because there was like news coverage, and within, I think, like right after that, we're suddenly like FaceTiming on the news live, like literally. And this is when like they were still kind of doing, because this wasn't like that past the pandemic, so I feel like FaceTiming on the news was still kind of a thing. You know what I'm talking about?
They were ready for it.
Like anchor people were giving news even from their living rooms or whatever. Yeah.
And so, we were fucking like on, and it's like the weirdest thing to like, you never imagine like, fuck man, I'm just like asking everyone, like I'm in my family's kitchen, doing a news interview. I don't give a fuck about the framing. I look all fucking disheveled. Like it's just like I get the information out,
You didn't want to wear the new Kinjas drop?
Kid your bang.
Totally
Opportunity.
fucked up.
New noodle style.
Spicy flavor.
We got the new hiking bubble jackets out. So
Hey, Dad, I love you. Love you, Dad. Love you too.
If only my dad had kinja bangs in this cold snow weather, he would have been warm.
I'm eating noodles.
Or after we found my dad, thanks to Kinja Bang noodles, he was able to survive.
Get it at Costco.
His favorite's the shadow style, by the way. It's new flavor.
Shadow style.
It's thinly sliced.
Oh shit.
KinjaBangNoodles.com. You can also pick it up on Amazon.
Yeah, or Costco. Come on.
So we're like talking on the news, and then like one of my favorite things that came out of that was the hiking community. Like the hiking community showed up, and I felt like
Ready to search?
They were fucking so. That was one of like the secret worlds I didn't know about. That like suddenly I'm just getting texts like, I got your contact from this mutual friend, and like I'm from this hiking club, and now we have.
I didn't know your dad was this guy. I'll go find him anytime.
And it was literally like
President of the hiking
I started meeting all these fucking like hiking MacGyver hotshots, like straight up that were just like they were like, I feel like they were like, I'm made for this shit. Like they're not gonna send anyone like at night. Like we'll go.
It was like that.
And they did. And so like
search party at
yeah,
night.
so literally
It's this guy again, the guy that goes, yeah, we'll have him home for dinner.
but truly it was like I met a handful of those type of dudes.
Why do you think I worked at REI for 20 years?
Yo, real talk.
REI community member for 20 years. They have the best return policy.
That's so dope that they all stepped up.
Fucking tight.
Yeah,
That's
man.
fucking insane.
So I'm on the phone with like Pine Mountain Hiking Club. Shout out to them, like always too. And they're the local mountain club. And so as I'm talking to all of them, and they're just like recanting everything. Like the helicopters still weren't able to go out at night, but
Even with all that social media.
with all that, they're like it's not safe. But however, we got the guarantee they're going first in the morning. You know, we definitely felt that like suddenly it's all like we felt that like
Just stop tagging us.
please.
And so it was kind of like, damn, it fucking took that. And it's just like, whatever. At that moment, it was still just like, all right, cool. We're talking, great. But it was like all these like random hikers, like a homie from San Diego, like one of our good friends, Lee J, he has this homie, Paul Ganelin, who's just like this hiking hotshot that fucking just drove by himself. And this is middle of the night. He probably left at like 11 p.m. from San Diego.
Wow.
San Diego.
Going to like Ventura County
Oh shit.
by himself.
He lives with
Dang.
shit.
Yeah, and this was straight up like word from the Ventura Police Department, and they were saying, and I get why they would say this, but they were like, don't send anyone out.
Yeah.
It's like really dangerous. Like it's still snowy, and like people could like, in their words.
Then they gotta find that guy.
Yeah, and they were like, in their words, they were like, you could walk off a cliff and not know because snow has like obstructed.
Yeah, if you're a rookie, if you're not a hotshot hiker.
But then even in the snow though, like now there's like possibly 2 sets of footprints. You know what I mean? Because like another
That makes sense, yeah.
too. So
But you know, and I tell this to everyone that said, no, we'll send people out. Obviously, like I'm telling these exact same disclaimers to them too. I'm like, dude, like thank you so much, but I say all this stuff, but this guy's like, no, like I have my 2 huskies with me, like I'm good, like and I'm like, what the fuck? And he was just like, just chill, like yeah. And so this guy Paul Ganelin went, and he's like, so what I'll do just for the search party in the morning is I'm gonna like track my exact path, and I'll like draw the line, and I'll give you the screenshots of all that, and just give that to the police like in the morning, you know. And so he went, some people from Pine Mountain went as well, and so like I'm on the phone with people like,
So they did that in the dark.
yeah, like just literally against like any, you know, like the police aren't willing to go out there, you know what I mean, for safety.
Yeah, the cops they're just like, yeah, we'll send a guy that can go like this for you.
Yeah, checked. He's not out there.
Nope, I don't see nothing.
dips his donut.
I didn't know that they did. I didn't know they did that because
They went in the middle of the night, so that's like that. I'll forever be like when I go back into this mode, because I feel like it's crazy how time just flies, and like 2 years makes it feel like really long ago now.
yeah.
Yeah, like just so fucking thankful to like everybody that reached out. Just hearing that shit, they didn't know me. You know what I mean? A lot of people are strangers too, not just mutual friends.
But when did they find your dad? Find out on part 2.